And we're back, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate that. Today, let's talk about collecting PC games, boxed games. Because in the last century, during the 80s and the 90s, all games came in a box with a manual, with a reference card, with other goodies inside. So they're out of fashion nowadays. They become a rarity, a commodity as well. So collecting those is a fun hobby. But you gotta keep your, let's say, your wallet in check because you can go online and buy all these boxed games, and they can be quite expensive because people who are actually offering boxed PC games usually know what they're worth, right? So going on eBay, on Craigslist, and all the other websites is a way to, for me, as a reference mostly, because I can check whether or not a game is rare, whether or not it is sold for a specific price point. Who knows, right? So I don't buy a lot of these games online. What I do usually is go out to Goodwills, to Salvation Army locations, to any location, basically where people dump their secondhand stuff, right? If you go there, you can browse through the things. And it's a little bit like treasure hunting, right? There's always this chance of finding something that is rare, and that's part of the kick I get out of it. And what's interesting is that most employees who work there, they don't know what's on offer, really. They don't really know if a game that they're selling is actually rare and worth something, right? So these places are interesting. Also, yard sales and garage sales. I mean, any event where people go out and sell their stuff because they're cleaning out the house or the attic or whatever, right? But keep yourself in check as well because you need space as well. you have to you have to clean out some of your shelves in order to store these games, these boxed games. So what I do is specialize. I specialize in certain series that I have fun memories of, playing these games when I was a kid. So, for instance, I buy boxed games of Wing Commander, of the Wing Commander series. I enjoyed those games a lot. I grew up with them. So I go out to these places and I pick them up if I can. What's also great about going to these places is that you can actually check the quality of the box and what's in it, right? Because that's important if it's complete. But other than that, besides the series, I do sometimes stumble upon these little treasures that I find in Goodwills, and just want to show you guys a little example of that. Like this box, it's the Age of Empires 2 Conqueror's expansion that I found in a Goodwill, and this one is actually still sealed in plastic, so it's never being used, which is just fantastic. It's a fantastic find. I paid $1 for this one. It's way more worth than that, especially in this condition. So this is a steal. Even though I'm not really into the series, I still recognize that this is an interesting game to pick up. So you got to have a bit of a knowledge of games from the past, and also, again, go on Google and see if a specific game is rare and what the prices are if you're actually in the market for buying one. So yeah, another example are these two expansion packs for World of Warcraft. I picked those up again for $2, something like that, and they're in a really mint condition. The boxes are really in a good shape. The codes that come with the expansion probably are used, but that's not really the point because people still want to pick this up just to have the physical representation of the game in their possession. And for an example of a game that's really quite rare, I'll show you this one. I might have shown it before. It's Wing Commander Kilrathi Saga. This one I saw recently for $600 on eBay. It contains the first 3 Wing Commander games as well as a bunch of other goodies. What's funny though is it says here modified for Windows 95, no more DOS installation. So that's kind of funny to look back upon. So yeah, that's how I do it. So let me know what you think of this, whether or not you're collecting stuff, and see you in the next video. Bye.